I've been waiting for you, everyone. This is Acid Roots. We're going to fuck with Riff Raff. So, you don't know about this cat. He's he's a white rapper out of Texas. And the thing about him is he's not your, a lot of white rappers have like a certain personality. Like you think of Paul Wall, you think of like the guy who did the grills, you think of Eminem, you think of psychotic 8 Mile freestyle rapper, and you think of like Mac Miller, you think of like college frat guy type dude. But with Riff Raff, it's a little bit different, and the lucky thing about it is, the good part about it is that his character works out, and he's a little bit more apt to do things than some of these other cats. So I guess what I mean by that is, if Eminem, if you miss the Eminem that talked about popping pills and everything, well, he's calmed down. But someone who still does that is Tech Nine. He's lyrical like Eminem, but he's also not afraid to take a shot of whiskey. So that's how I would recommend someone. If someone asks me, well, I want Eminem, but I want someone who gets a little bit more wild, I'd say go straight for Tech Nine. And this is kind of like the same direction. Riff Raff is considered someone who, on this album, he's letting you know right off the bat that this is about as country, or not country, but this is about as glossy as you're going to get as far as music goes, because not too many people indulge in that thing. They're mostly street or a little bit more focused on money. But with Riff Raff, he's just kind of letting you know the whole time. So that's the main reason why I reviewed it, is just because sometimes you want things without reminding you of your responsibilities. And this album succeeds at doing that. It's definitely a great album for, time to just kick back, have your feet up, and have your shirt off, most importantly. So, obviously there's just not a ton of music that does that. That's pretty much the thing about Riff Raff that works so well, is because he knows that he can get you riled up. But thing is I had a hard time understanding some of the song titles in this, which kind of shows that maybe you'll have to like listen to this several times. Something I'd recommend is just to look the lyrics up on the internet. That'll probably help you a little bit, because like Aquaberry Dolphin and Versace Python, these are just titles that you don't necessarily hear very commonly. And wetter than, Lava Glaciers, some of these just really were kind of different. So it just makes it's inviting. That's the good thing about it, is you get to have a good time. So can you smoke to this? I think the answer is yes, you can. It's pretty much intended to do it. Tiptoeing in My Jordans, it's a good one. I'm just gonna say, you gotta say it with a drawl to say that one. How to Be the Man, Aquaberry Dolphin, Lava Glaciers, these are some real good songs to smoke to. And there's more. Maybe You Love Me, Versace Python, just some of these really, really work. Just about most of the songs that are not at the very, very beginning are the ones that work the best. So the production, yeah, these work. Like, it just, if I had to describe the production, it feels as if this is the sort of thing you would see inside of a head shop, but at the same time, just some place that like, I'm trying to think of like the correct term for it. Some fortune teller, but you know, they've got like incense burning and all sorts of, like, it just smells like smoke, that sort of thing. That's kind of what it is. This is a real vibe-ish type album. So, but at the same time, it's also not necessarily in the sticks. So it's not poor, you know, rural type stuff. It's kind of like, hey, you know, this is like, you know, this, you wish that there was like a video to each one of these songs, just so you could see what Riff Raff had in mind for what the songs were about. You know, it would be interesting. I know that. So, but the Unheard Songs, I like 7 of them, and the ones that they were Versace Python, Lava Glaciers, Tiptoeing in My Jordans, Maybe You Love Me, Aquaberry Dolphin, How to Be the Man, and VIP Pass to My Heart. Now, all of these pretty much have an immediate beat, but it might, you know, the thing, it's immediate if you're used to this sort of music. If you're not, I'd probably start with Tiptoeing and Lava Glaciers, and then, like, I'd also go for How to Be the Man. These are 3 songs that will get you infected pretty quickly. Versace Python's a warped one. Maybe You Love Me is kind of blurry. You know, just, thing is there's just not as many radio songs, and that's kind of something I like, is this because I don't feel like Riff Raff really intends to be like, you know, some of these cats that you've been hearing on the radio the past 5 years. I just don't feel as if that's his direction. So that's definitely a good thing. I recommend this release, and because I like 7, there's actually 13 songs on this, and I like 7 out of 13. The reason why I didn't like those other ones was, compared to the good songs, the instrumentals just did not, they'll just leave you scratching your head. So that's about 4 songs that I didn't like. One of them is a remix, just didn't add anything to the experience. So I'm going to give this album an 8. I'm going to give it an 8. I know for half of the album it should get a lower score, but these songs really work. There's actually probably like 12 songs, so that's worthwhile. The future, Riff Raff is going to be dropping the Peach Panther. So that's his next album. Should be coming out sometime this year. It's one of the ones that I'm most interested in this year. And for a social score, the thing about it is, you know, you have to kind of search for him. He's not right on the surface like maybe Wiz Khalifa. So you've got to kind of look around for him. And his collaborations are with people that are also kind of beneath the radar. So it's just like, you know, when you find them, you'll be hooked. But before that, this might be difficult. So I'm going to give this like a 7.5 social. And yeah, but it's not because of the quality. So I think this record, you know, it's real worthwhile. And I do think it can be topped though. So I give this album an 8 and a 7.5 social.